Coming up on today's PAC News, meet the Loyola students behind the petition that changed graduation.
And we'll show you how easy it is to get the Moderna vaccine right here on campus. Plus, Southern musicians are trying to get through the pandemic. See why 2021 looks brighter for them.
Welcome to PAC News. I'm Jaime Jimenez.
And I'm Will Ingram. Graduation is right around the corner, and Loyola made a major change to the ceremony after some students spoke out.
Reporter Malik Jamila shows us how this year students still have mixed emotions about commencement changes.
The time of year many of us have been waiting for is going to be looking a bit different this season. Some are asking, what could go wrong? Controversy at the heart of Loyola. It all began when students were told their graduation plans might look a little different this year.
Oh, I knew it was going to happen. I knew we were going to get what we wanted. Because you can't just pull a stunt like that and expect for your students to fall at their knees. We pay a $300 graduation fee.
I wrote the petition honestly in like an hour, because I just wrote everything I felt, and then maybe it was a little too aggressive at first, but then it got adjusted. But yeah, we just laid all of our feelings out on the petition.
Those feelings, though, resulted in a mass email from the president herself, a survey finally giving graduates a chance to be heard.
I think it really speaks to the fact that this year it's just a difficult year and there are no great options, because we certainly had some very vocal complaints.
If the university is doing something that they don't agree on, speak out, do a petition. I mean, hey, I had never done a petition ever in my life, and it gained traction and it worked. I'm so happy. I'm so proud of it.
I'm sorry. No, that's not how this works. If the people that you're planning this for don't like it, that's your job. You're supposed to make them happy. It's not for you. It's for us. It's been fun. Oh man, that makes me so mad.
Thanks, Malik. And Loyola wasn't the only campus with last-minute graduation changes. Tulane now changed their graduation to a uniformed online ceremony on May 22nd, with individual schools holding their own commencements throughout that weekend.
Now that anyone 16 or older in Louisiana can get the vaccine, student health services on campus are giving out the shots to students and faculty. Wolfpack reporter Jillian Odo is live in the Palm Court with how easy it is for people to schedule their vaccine.
Yes, Jaime, there's only one thing you need to make an appointment, and that's your phone. There are QR codes that look like this all around campus. Pull your camera up, take a picture of it. It pulls up a website where you can make an appointment. I was able to talk to some students who got their vaccine on campus, and they talk about how important it is to have the vaccine accessible to the Loyola community.
You just got to sign up for a slot, so I did.
Easy. That's what Loyola students are saying after getting their vaccine on campus. Student Health Services are offering the Moderna vaccine to all students and staff.
I called and they're like, do you want to make an appointment? I'm like, sure. And it was just on campus, went there, got it, was in and out in like 5-10 minutes.
I walked in, was like, hi, I'm here 15 minutes early. I walked in the back, literally there was not a spare moment of me waiting around. I just walked in, handed my paperwork, they gave me the shot, and then I walked out.
Loyola is giving out 30 doses every day during the week. Some students think it's important for everyone to get their shot.
I say it's worth it, especially if you're a college student and it doesn't cost anything. It's right next to you.
It's very easy, very quick.
The vaccine has its own fridge with a lock. Many students are glad the shots are available on campus.
Having it here just to go and get it on campus was super helpful.
If we're going to go back to in-person classes in the fall, you can't really do that without having this opportunity for people to get vaccinated accessible, and then secondly, people need to get the vaccines in order for it to happen.
This Wednesday, Ochsner Health will be on campus in Mercy Hall from 2 to 6 p.m. giving out the Moderna vaccine. This event is for Loyola students, faculty, and staff only. People that want an appointment should make one with Ochsner Health. Walk-ins are welcomed, but only while supplies last. Reporting live from the Palm Court, I'm Jillian Odo.
That's awesome news, Joe. I'm really glad Loyola started that initiative. And if students and staff can't make it to the Ochsner vaccine event, you can sign up to get the vaccine on campus with Student Health Services.
Last year, the convention center here in New Orleans went from a makeshift medical facility for COVID patients to a community resource for hurricane evacuees. PAC News reporter Shadara Moore tells us how the convention center is now working internally to make its live events safer for the public and for the people who put their events together.
LCMC's Be in That Number campaign has been credited with bringing tens of thousands of people through these doors right here since beginning a partnership with the Convention Center for vaccinations.
We have a great relationship with LCMC. This is like a machine. It's just so well oiled in terms of distributing the vaccine.
A machine powered by other machines. Ernest N. Morial Convention Center brought in a production crew to send a message to its staff members.
3, 2, 1. Good afternoon.
A message endorsed by Convention Center General Manager Michael J. Sawaya, joined on camera by the biggest brain behind the Be in That Number campaign, Ayame Dinkler.
I think that personal messaging is always really important. LCMC, because we've been here now for 3 months in Hall J, I think they've grown to know our signage and our people, and they have grown to trust us. And so what I really wanted to show them by sending them a little video message today was, hey, we're so grateful for the work you've done to help us make this successful, but now we need you to say yes and come downstairs and get your shot.
Sales, Marketing, and Events Vice President Tim Hemphill said the facility follows safety standards that, a year into the pandemic, many of us are already accustomed to, like socially distanced tables, elevator capacity limits, and...
For instance, the offices that aren't private, we have plexiglass up. Our boardroom where our authority commissioners meet, we have plexiglass partitions in between each seat.
This venue was built and expanded to host live events. And with each quick shot in the shoulder comes a hopeful step toward keeping visitors and the staff who accommodate them at a low risk for infection. For PAC News, I'm Shadara Moore.
You can get vaccinated at the Convention Center with or without an appointment. And according to Dinkler, people who need transportation there and back are eligible for Uber vouchers with the code TMVLCMC.
A tool is now available that scans for vaccine availability in your area. PAC reporter Peter Buffo has a story.
This tool doesn't necessarily solve everything. There are other avenues, so I encourage you to sort of look at your state's guidelines. But I have heard a lot of really nice positive things from people that, have struggled to find appointments for, weeks, and then they were sort of able to find one more quickly using this tool.
Nick Muter created Vaccine Spotter after coworkers complained about finding vaccine appointments. The website is simple to use. Just add your zip code and how far you want to travel. The website then checks national pharmacies like CVS and Walgreens for available COVID jabs. I showed Vaccine Spotter to Max Gertler, a New Orleans resident looking for a jab for himself. After using the website, Gertler says,
"It's actually very easy."
Muter hopes that the lessons from this year's vaccine rollout can carry over into future pandemics. He looks forward to when COVID jabs aren't hard to come by.
That's a success if I could shut this whole thing down.
This is Peter Buffo, PAC News.
Thanks, Peter. For Twitter alerts for COVID vaccine availability in your state, head over to the Twitter account @LAVaxAlerts.
Coming up next, car thefts are on the rise in New Orleans. Find out what local police are doing to squash the problem.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham, bam, minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
The number of car thefts have increased since last year in New Orleans.
PAC News reporter Briolana Lassier hit the streets to get people's reactions and to see what NOPD is doing to cut down on these crimes.
The number of car thefts have jumped drastically since last year. So far, over 900 cars have been reported stolen. This time last year, over 700 reports were made. That's over a 20% increase.
But I mean, you don't think someone's going to steal your car while you're literally touching your car to put gas into it. At a gas station that I've been through plenty of times, you know.
Lana Juno is a 2018 Loyola graduate. Her car was stolen 2 weeks ago while she was pumping gas.
Right next to it as they stole it, so.
Juno says she didn't think anything of it when she left her keys in her car. And while she was pumping gas, she felt her car.
It's tugging, then eventually it starts catching speed. The gas nozzle kind of swings back, and I just started running after it.
After she called the police, Juno took to social media warning people to be careful and asking for them to be on the lookout for her car. Luckily for her, her car was found and returned the next day with little damage. But she was surprised to learn that
it was involved in other carjackings and some other thefts and some gun violence as well.
It is still unclear why the sudden spike in car thefts. But NOPD officer Patrick Elms of New Orleans' 3rd District says that,
well, it started around the coronavirus lockdown.
Officer Elms says that most of the car thefts were done by
these juveniles that are doing it. So basically, because of the lockdown, they don't have things to do. And, that's, it's unfortunate that it has to be like that, but it is like that, unfortunately, because of the lockdown.
NOPD is working to crack down on the crimes by.
We have what's called 2-man units who actually go and sit at those places that are hotspots of like car thefts, car burglary, stuff like that. And they'll sit to kind of deter anyone from actually going to do something illegal or something bad over there.
Officer Elms says that even though
unfortunately NOPD is just understaffed, so we're doing what we can do, but there's only so much we can do when we have so little people.
I'm Briolana Lassier, PAC News.
Thanks, Briolana. NOPD encourage those to always stay aware of your surroundings and to report any suspicious activity to officials.
The ability to gather again and enjoy live music is back. I talked with Cole Hill, a musician based in Mississippi that travels around the South to play, about being able to start back up after shutting down during the pandemic.
You here, clear out my mind all of the time, baby.
Live music seemed to cease to exist when the pandemic struck just over a year ago. Gigs and concerts were pushed to later months and eventually to 2021.
You please me, you don't even have to try. Oh, because you are the best thing.
Live Nation, a major music booking company, reports that they had to cancel 5,000 concerts and postpone another 6,000 to 2021. But Live Nation is not the only group that suffered.
In 2019, Cole Hill released his first album, but in 2020, he had to shut down with everyone else.
When the pandemic hit, I had lots and lots of gigs and festivals and just really big stuff going prepared, on my calendar and stuff, and it just really killed that,
But for Cole, it wasn't all bad.
I had a lot more time to practice and write, and I have a lot of new stuff coming out pretty soon. A lot of it was written during the pandemic, so I'm really, really excited about that.
And now that Cole is back playing live music, he says the thing that excites him the most is the ability to
gather together, because I think, that just makes us stronger as people, as a community,
To find live music, you can visit neworleans.com and find live music calendar under the Things to Do tab on the website.
Over the weekend, a beloved retreat took place in person for the first time in over a year.
Find out how student ministry managed to make it happen.
You can achieve a lot using your imagination. I mean, I don't like to brag, but... Wait, who's that? And why is she all over these achievement awards? But with STEM, the sky's the limit. Shaboom! Use STEM to envision. Okay, I'm seeing it. Yeah. Invent.
Got any ideas?
I've got a few, actually. And create a better world.
Told you she's super smart.
If she can STEM, so can you. Find out more at She Can STEM.
Welcome back. Now, Jaime, let's go to Peter Buffo to give us a live look at the forecast this week.
It looks like it's going to be a rainy one, so see how thunderstorms may affect any plans for graduation pictures or outside events in the coming days.
Yeah, if it was about 80 degrees today, we're looking tonight at about 64 degrees. Not a whole lot of wind and really not a whole lot of rain either, but coming into tomorrow and kind of the rest of the week, it's a whole different story. The real story for this week is pretty much just warm and wet. Tuesday, all right, it's looking like showers and thunderstorms. That's kind of continuing up until Wednesday and Thursday, but on Friday and Saturday, it's kind of a coin flip right now. It's about a 44% chance of rain for those days, and then those chances of rain are kind of decreasing towards the rest of the week. Monday is kind of the least chance of rain and the least chance of thunderstorms at all. You see right here, it's just probably just going to be partly cloudy. Back to you.
Thanks, Peter. Awakening made its comeback as an in-person retreat rather on Zoom.
Find out what took place after the break.
1 minute, okay?
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Last weekend, the Awakening Retreat invited students to gather and replenish their souls and make new connections over the weekend. Reporter Gracie Wise will tell us more about what took place.
Despite all odds, retreaters still sowed friendships and replenished their souls back at home.
The Department of Student Life and Ministry hosted their annual Awakening Retreat in person for the first time since COVID-19 restrictions forced them to change plans. The department wanted to bring students together with safety in mind, according to Buddig resident minister Christine Johnson.
Just with a lot of careful thought and planning and prayer, figuring out how to balance building community and feeling close while not necessarily being physically close.
In the past, students went to Fontainebleau State Park for the weekend to be surrounded by nature and hugs. In adherence to social distancing guidelines, however, the retreat was held on campus and masks were required. Despite this, many retreaters were thankful that they weren't separated by a screen.
Ever since the pandemic hit, it's been very different, but I'm very excited to be back at the Awakening and being in person, seeing everyone's amazing face again.
If COVID-19 has taught Loyola anything, it's that the Awakening can preserve their charm through thick and thin.
I really like how we've adjusted to the COVID regulations, but we're still able to bring like the spirit and the heart of what Awakening is.
I'm Gracie Wise with Pet News.
Thanks, Gracie. For a chance to be part of the Awakening community, contact Laura Alexander at 504-865-3732. And make sure to catch our special Earth Week newscast next Thursday.
Loyola will host live performances from bands on top of the greenhouse and will feature stories of how Loyola is keeping our campus green.
That's all the news for now.
Thanks for watching and have a great week.